So another really motivational and inspirational up-and-coming woman in the crypto space, Lauren Turton. And please forgive me if I said that last name wrong, but Lauren is freaking amazing. When it comes to hustle and grind, she's really on the next level. I don't really know how else I'd better say it than that, but do you ever feel like that you just somehow like attract people that are, I don't want to say on your level, but like, I work hard, I grind, I'm not afraid to go above and beyond to put in that extra work. You know, I'm not afraid to get up at 4 a.m. I'm not afraid to go to bed at, 4 a.m. I don't know how like it's like that synergy or how you end up connecting with people, but super random how I ended up running into Lauren. And funny story, I was interviewing her, and I'm not sure if we put this part in the interview or if I'm gonna edit it out or if it was after I stopped recording, but her project is called Freedom with NFTs. She owns a business, she runs her own podcast, and she combined NFTs with her restaurant. So because like her restaurant's super unique, it's in California, she has a loyal following and community, it made sense for her to start her own NFT project and associate it with their restaurant. So based off of holding NFTs, they're similar to like punch cards at, any restaurant you go to, but they have different bonuses. And once you complete so many tasks and you do so many things, you get rewarded, whether that's a free dessert every time you come into the restaurant or meet and greets, or she's just really taking the NFT project to the next level. On top of that, having her own podcast. And the kicker is, sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time, but sometimes it's also about making sure that you're putting yourself in a position to be at the right place at the right time. And lo and behold, she not only gets an interview for her podcast with Gary Vee, but Gary Vee actually knows who she is. So in the previous podcast where I told you guys about Gary Vee saying like, hey, listen, like you can only do what you can do, right? And what he could do is promote women that are up and coming. And that's where I started reaching out to other women that are in the NFT space. And lo and behold, I met Lauren, and the talk at the NFT NYC was about how this girl, like super ambitious, really up and coming, like I should interview her. Like everybody was telling me the story about this girl that got the interview with Gary Vee. And definitely swing over and check her out on Twitter, follow her podcast, go show her some love, tell her I sent you. And before I overtalk it, let's go. Hi, Lauren. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice
Ryan,
to meet you too.
Pleasure to meet you. So what got you into the NFT space? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and where everybody can find your links on social media?
Okay, great. So I entered the NFT space in June of this year. I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw people talking about these NFTs. I had no idea what they were. I don't have a background in crypto, so truly very foreign to me. And I took the time in June and July to really do my research and figure out if this is something that I wanted to be a part of. And something in my life I've always looked at and felt bummed out about is that I missed Web 1. I was in high school, when the internet came out, and I wasn't a part of that. I was a marching band, Then when Web 2 came out and the social media craze hit, I was surviving, working multiple jobs at a time to get by. I was in my early 20s. And I remember when that did happen and seeing people step into that influencer space, thinking to myself, I'm not going to miss the next big thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be a part of it. I'm going to be at the forefront of it. Over the last few years, I've been a business coach, and I've built up a successful business coaching company. I've helped entrepreneurs start an online-based business and then scale their businesses from there. And like I said, I've always been on the lookout for something. And when I first dove into NFTs in June and July, after research, I said, okay, this is it. Mm-hmm. This is the next big thing. This is Web3. You need to figure it out. And I put my life on hold. I sacrificed social events, and I truly went into hardcore research. And I decided on August 17th to take massive action by entering the NFT space by tweeting. And for me, though, that will always be the anniversary of when I entered this space, August 17th. And I entered the space from the viewpoint of an artist. I have been creating self-portrait photography for over a decade with a project called Find the Hair. I've spent many years slinging my work at every art show in Southern California that you can imagine. And that's how I entered the space, and it quickly escalated from there. After I launched my first collection and sold a piece to a stranger, which was so exciting, and we've started to build a relationship, and we're really close now after that. After that, I really realized the community aspect of NFTs. I was gifted a Happy Land gummy bear, and I entered their Discord, and I then learned the community aspect of the NFT community. From there, it turned into, all right, what do you do next in this space? And I decided to launch a podcast called Freedom with NFTs. And the reason I decided to do that is because I wanted to take my skills from the business coaching space, public speaking, and connecting with others, and to provide value to the NFT community and get questions answered for them. So I've been bringing on a variety of NFT gurus, from lawyers to CPAs to marketing gurus, different people in the space who can answer questions, because there's so many unknowns in this space. And then from there, it turned into, all right, I need to drop an NFT project that does something for my in real life restaurant in San Diego, California. So we started this project on October 1st, and we actually dropped it only 2 weeks ago. It would have been, I think, October 25th. It was a Sunday afternoon. We had 25 to 30 people come out in real life to my restaurant, and we rolled out the roadmap for them. And what we created was a 5-tiered system, where it's essentially the whole punch. You know, you go to a coffee shop, you buy 10 coffees, you get the punch, you get a free one. It's that, but leveraging NFTs and POAPs. So 5-tiered system. Every 6 times you come in, you'll get airdropped an NFT that will include a free appetizer or a free dessert.
No way.
2 free spritzes, eventually leading up to the 5th tier. And the first 20 people to reach the 5th tier will receive 20% off their bill for the rest of their life, a free bottle Prosecco during their birthday month for the rest of their life, monthly AMAs with me for the rest of their life, and other giveaways and prizes. And it was really cool because the people who came out that day were also airdropping them a very special NFT that only has value for them for the rest of their life.
That is genius.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm recording. That's
Okay.
I always get nervous because I've done a few of those. That is so freaking cool.
Thank you so much.
That is probably the coolest in life, like NFT that I've ever heard of. I've never heard of anybody actually like. I was wondering how long till we seen like Starbucks coins, right? Like, and then getting rewarded for coins.
Yeah.
I never thought about taking it a step farther for businesses and restaurants to use them as NFTs.
Yes.
And then you build that rapport with the customer too. So it's not like you're making them part of the business. They feel like they're a part of the family.
Exactly. And what's the way that we're doing it too is, you know, we're taking this step by step. We're learning as we go. And so we dropped this first version 1.0, and we're going to see what happens, what questions come up, what can we change, what can we add value to, what happens, and then we'll drop a 2.0. And so we're just going to see what happens and how this goes.
Do you have any NFTs on your phone?
I do.
Can you show me a picture of it?
Yeah.
And then text it to me so I'll put it as like the overlay.
Yeah, can I show you?
Yeah, please
We'll do my Find the Hair. I was actually just looking at OpenSea earlier because I saw that someone had listed one that they bought from me from like a crazy price. And I was like, what's happening? So anyway, so I'll show you. So this is Find the Hair #1. It's from one of the collections that I've dropped. I've been taking photos of myself in a rabbit mask for over a decade. And this is from the original series that I took in an abandoned warehouse in downtown Dayton when I was in my early 20s. I'm very, very thankful for the opportunities that NFTs are bringing to artists to be able to put your artwork on a platform where art appreciators are there and a part of. Remember, I told you earlier, I've been slinging my artwork for over a decade, from show to show to show to show to show, falling on deaf ears. Put this up on OpenSea, boom, I sell something at a higher price point. I also listed a collection at a lower price point so that I could serve my community members who are just now entering the NFT space. They can invest in one of these NFTs at a lower price point, get involved, experience, and also support me.
That is insane. That is
Thank
so
you.
cool. And those are so unique too.
Thank you very much.
That one's I love that one.
That one's trippy.
I love how that rabbit's just chilling there. That's so cool.
I know, that's me.
That's you?
I
Look,
take photos
Can you
of
make it bigger?
myself. I take photos of myself in a rabbit mask. These are all self-portraits.
That is so freaking cool. That is
Thank you.
so dope.
Thank you.
So where do you sell your NFTs? Just on OpenSea?
Yes, on OpenSea. So you can find that collection at opensea.io/findthehair.
There you go. Awesome. So what is the next
So what is your restaurant and where is it located?
My restaurant's called Chow Chow Piadina. It's located in San Diego, California, specifically the neighborhood La Jolla.
Okay, awesome.
And we're an Italian restaurant, so we specialize in piadina, which is an Italian flatbread filled with Italian meats and cheeses, fresh produce. We have a wonderful wine selection, as well as spritzes. It's a really, really amazing environment as well. One of the business partners and I, Francesco, we designed everything ourselves. And so it's truly a work of art from our heart to bring his city of Rimini, Italy to San Diego.
Wow, so you own your own restaurant? You're a successful artist and now you're getting into NFTs too?
Yes.
Do you sleep?
I do sleep. Sleep is very important to me, and that's a question people ask me a lot, and I do want to elaborate on that. I think people need to be self-aware when it comes to the type of rest that they need and conserving their energy, especially when they enter the NFT space, because there's this crazy thing that happens when you get into the NFT space. You realize that time here exists very, very differently. And I hear a lot of people talking about how they're not sleeping, they're working crazy hours, and they have severe FOMO, fear of missing out. And I want people to know that first, you need to conserve your energy. You need to be self-aware of what your sleep patterns are and what you need. And you need to get over FOMO because you're always where you need to be in life.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I need at least 8 hours of sleep at night, and it's a priority to me. And that's actually how I function so well. I also drink a lot of water and I don't consume alcohol.
There you go, good for you.
Thank you. It's taken me many years to get to this point. I partied hard through my 20s. I had a great time, but I realized my life was off balance. And once I got these key things dialed in, that's how I'm able to operate at such a high level.
It's crazy when you're going out and drinking, especially in your younger 20s. And for me, I was always like, you go out often, right? Like if you're drinking like on a weekly basis or on every other weekend or whatever, you don't really realize how much it's actually holding you back until you remove it from your life. And it's about that 30-day period where you actually go out and you're like the air smells different, light feels different, like you can, like it's just so weird how your life just changes. But then it's that lure of fun, right? Because you do sacrifice that part of being social and going out and having drinks. I mean, I've only drank, last Christmas was the last time I drank, so I'm right there with you. I don't drink very often, but at events like this, I'll have some drinks if there's something. But even like last night, I went to bed, I was at the gym at 5 a.m.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
and I think that's important for people to understand, because I know we can get caught up in the fun, because fun is fun. Of course we want to have fun, but also finding other ways to have fun or enjoying smaller moments in life and really making those your fun moments.
100%.
I know for me, a big transition that I've had is, like I said, I lived in downtown San Diego. I partied hard for years. I was in the nightlife scene, in the event industry. And sometimes if I do ever feel like I'm tipping into the FOMO of when people are out at parties and I know I'm exhausted, there's no reason for me to go out, and I start getting into that, I'll just say, no, Lauren, you've had these fun moments in your life, and I'll just reflect back on those.
That's
a festival I went to, an event I went to, and I'll just think on that memory and get into that mindset, or put on music from one of those events and just have a dance party by myself and get that energy going.
Yep.
And then that way I have that fun.
Yep. Have you been to festivals before?
Yes, my favorite is Desert Hearts Festival.
Nice.
It's about 4 days, about an hour and a half from San Diego in the desert.
Nice.
It's the best one.
What other ones have you been to?
Oh, I've been to in San Diego Crossfest. Of course, I've done the mainstream ones like Coachella and all of those.
You been to Forest?
No, I haven't.
That's my favorite.
Is that your favorite?
Yeah, actually in 2017, I took not all of my crypto money, but a good portion of it and started a rave clothing company.
Oh, awesome.
And that did really well until COVID hit, of course. And then no festivals, so kind of let that go. But festivals were like, I don't know, I don't say that's what changed it for drinking with me, but it was like, what I love about crypto, right, is it gives you a way to harness your energy in your spare time. I think a lot of people go out and drink because they're bored. Yeah. And then you're bored, so you're sitting at home, you're watching what everybody else is doing on social media. But that's all fake because you're only seeing what people want you to see. So it looks like everybody else is out having fun. You're sitting there. So I think it's the boredom mixed with social media, and then always wanting to, like the FOMO, like you don't want to miss that party, you don't want to miss whatever. But once you start like putting your resources into things that generate you money and make you more successful, and then you start to get to that next level, and you go out, like when you're going out to the local bars, it's fun, right? But you're at the local bars. But then when you start like having the money and getting at a point in life where you can start traveling and you start going up, and then you're like, wow, like this is, I would rather not sit home and grind for a month and then go do something really fun versus, you know, and it's like you keep leveling up, and then eventually you get to a point where you you do drink, and then you're so busy it sets you so far behind.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I don't have a day. I don't have the ability to be hungover for 2 days.
And also, I'm 35 now. I'm almost 36, and let me tell you what, it hurts now. The hangovers hurt in a way that it made me stop drinking. That's what a lot of people ask. They're like, well, why'd you stop? I'm like, because I couldn't physically handle being hungover. And like you said, it set me back so much. Just having a minor headache distracts me from everything that I need to manage.
100%. And when you're dealing with NFTs and crypto, like that sharpness that you need, you know, like it's like one little wrong decision in the wrong area. I mean, that's, you know, thousands of dollars of setback if you really, you know, F yourself or, you know, transfer into the wrong wallet. I mean, I've sent crypto quite a few times. I've lost 2 million twice now.
Really?
I had all of the altcoins that I was hunting down in 2017, like the really low cap gems, the ones that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy, you know, and I had them all on Cryptopia, and just being younger and not, you know, not your keys, not your crypto, and that exchange got shut down. Government supposedly just now they're doing something where they're like giving, like if you lost crypto. I just haven't had time to fill out the thing, but I probably should because it's a lot of money. And then Yobit, I lost my password, decentralized exchange, and same thing, hunting down those low cap gems there back in the day. And I don't even know which ones I have, but I knew a couple that I had a lot of, and no more. So
no more. Okay, lesson learned.
Gotta learn the hard way.
Yes.
Yeah, do you? Yeah. So what are your plans for the rest of the night? Like, what is your plans? Like, what brought you to New York, I should say?
So I came to NFT NYC, I'll start that over. I came to NFT NYC as press for my podcast, Freedom with NFTs. And so what I've done is I have mapped out my agenda for every single day. And then I'm also getting into flow state so that I can say, I do want to hit this. And then if something pulls me away from my agenda, then I'm like, all right, that's what I need to flow to. That's where I need to go and spend my energy there. And so what I'm going to do now, something that stuck out to me earlier today is in one of the ballrooms. It was, they had really high ceilings, and the vendors that were in there, it just was like a really nice space with good energy. So I'm going to go in there and do some interviews. There were other vendors I wanted to touch base with, but the rooms were really crowded. And so for me, I was like, oh, this is a good spot to like interview. I'm feeling stressed out. So I'm going to go hit up some people to interview them and find out about their NFT projects and what's going on with them. I'll upload some content later on, and same thing for the rest of the week.
Awesome. How long are you here for?
I'm here till Sunday.
Oh, dang, you came out
I
the
flew
week.
in on Saturday, gonna fly out Sunday. I wanted to make the most of my time here, make connections, meet people, and like I said, just kind of flow with where life takes me.
That's awesome. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, YouTube. So that's a wrap with Lauren Turton. And I feel like I'm murdering that last name. I'm so sorry. But definitely swing over and check out her Freedom with NFT podcast. I'm sure she's going to have some amazing guests. Her friend is also a vocal artist in the crypto space. Gary Vee actually was like, I don't know if I've ever seen Gary Vee that excited. Like, she was showing me the video, like she got her friend like up on stage. She went to this event, went to like the coordinator of the event and like brought her friend up on stage. And then Gary Vee, like she showed me the video of Gary Vee watching her friend on stage, and Gary Vee was just like he looked like a kid on Christmas. Like he was so excited that he was hearing this girl speak because it was so motivational and so it's inspirational. And I'm sure that's over on Lauren's page. So if you want to see more about that, swing over to Twitter, follow Lauren on Twitter, follow her on LinkedIn, follow her on Apple Music. And you can actually check out her podcast. I think it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music. It's probably everywhere, guys. I've seen it everywhere online. I was just checking it out. So it's super sweet. Special shout out to Lauren. Thank you guys so much for following the channel. And if you guys are in Miami right now, this video is gonna be playing. So if your team or anybody at the Miami Decentralcon or Miami Art Basel would like to come onto the show for an interview, shoot me a DM on Twitter, and can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace.